Hello, my name is Bonnie Jean. This is my second comeback video. I watched my other video and I could pick up on my nervousness and actions that were showing that I was uncomfortable, which is normal and natural and the way it is for me. But I thought the movements that I'm doing is just so... Yeah, you watch a video yourself and you're like, do I really move like that and act like that? And that seems like somebody else. Doesn't seem like me. That's not how I see myself, but I'm sure you've experienced also, because lots of people make videos, and of course video cameras have been around for quite a while. So I've been looking at the other videos and I see how it's very repetitive, which you would think somebody who makes videos, if they're faking it with making spirit channeling videos, if they're faking their channeling, that it wouldn't be so repetitive, because for me, it gets kind of boring when they keep repeating themselves, but I keep being passionate about putting it out there, and I keep saying, well, for somebody to learn something, they have to hear it over and over again several times before they reprogram their brain to be able to shift their energy, shift their personality, start doing those things that they're hearing over and over again, or become a different person. So I keep telling myself that, but it really does get monotonous. And I'm thinking with my channeling, it's going to continue. It will still be the same thing over and over again, which is what they want to put out there and what they want to say. And it feels good energetically, energy wise, my body. It feels good when the channel message is coming through every time. And also I think it repeats because it helps me stay in that vibration if I say it over and over again, even in the same channeling. So it helps me stay in that frequency, because every word that you say has a frequency or vibration to it that puts you in a certain mindset and so on. So I was looking at the videos that I did, and I see how they progressively got simpler, less effort put towards making them. This one here is just me channeling. There's no hello. I don't even know if I say goodbye at the end, and I'm just channeling in front of the video, where I think it's edited, because sometimes, you burp or something, or you are talking in your mind and you have such a quiet spot of nothing happening. So I've cut all that out. And there's even one I saw where I put it live stream, which basically means that it's not edited, and so that's why I said live stream in it. Trying to come up to the top. Yeah, and then it was just me saying, I'll just let this go. Me just saying the words that were given to me to say over and over again that I've written down, which I have not memorized yet, which would be great, but I haven't memorized. But anyways, once I start going, my mind kind of remembers and doesn't really need to read the words, because it just knows it's the next sentence that's coming. But so I was going to discuss what I just discussed about those videos. So I slowly was doing less and less with creating the videos, effort-wise, and because it wasn't enjoyable, it was more like a task, and I was wanting to put something out there, but yet not wanting to be disliking putting it out there. So I sat and put some notes down, and I know how people have learned how to make it so the words are coming up on the screen and you're reading it and it's looking like you're just talking naturally. But for me, I would need glasses, and for me, I have dyslexia, and it's a whole different ball game with reading for me. So I thought I would play this and then discuss. I'm just going to edit, highlight certain part of what I put down for my notes and then hear it and then discuss what I put down. And hopefully it's not, I probably should have grabbed my glasses, but no matter what, my nervousness does not make me not able to read this properly anyways, even if I have my glasses on. So I'm just going to play it and then I would just go down a little bit and see what comes up in that, and then talk about what I had said. Okay, it's gonna play a little fast, unfortunately. I thought of trying to figure out how to turn the voice, make the voice go slower, but I think I tried that before and I couldn't figure it out. So let me find the word that says speak and all these options when you highlight text.
I was on the bus going from one city to another, and visions were coming to me in my mind as I was on the bus, and they were of me doing movements, etc. I noticed how enjoyable this was. When I got home, I visualized and took notes.
Hopefully that's loud enough to be able to hear. I'm guessing it is because I did this yesterday, but I may move the phone so it can do all the work for me. I have had visions. I'd be lying in bed thinking about spiritual stuff and thinking about how to share my spiritual teachings and stuff to people. And I would get visions of me, saying certain things like move forward into the fifth dimension, which you'll see in the video that I'll share later, and affirmations and things that I've just learned over the years from people, like writing on a piece of paper, all the things that you're concerned about or lower vibrational thought pattern stuff, write it down and then look at it and acknowledge it and take it in and accept it and all that, and then burn it or put it aside or let it go off in the ether and say goodbye to it, and that kind of thing. And trying to think, because it's hard to remember exactly, but things would come to me about actions. I'd be standing in front of people and I'd be doing movements and actions and talking, and I thought, oh, that's really good stuff and that's great stuff, and it'd be like early morning and you'd be kind of half asleep, half awake, and this state you would normally be in for channeling kind of state. And then I thought, oh, this is really good stuff. I should take notes. And I never did. Like, I never took notes or sat up and wrote it down or did anything with it. I just had fun imagining or getting visions or getting this information. And so I was on the bus and I was awake, obviously, on the bus, and I was just on there and daydreaming, and I'm always passionate about what to do to be a light worker and assist people and teach people or help people in the way that I was helped when I learned about all this kind of stuff and how it helped me, and to share that. So I was seeing things and visualizing and getting things and information and about teaching, and I thought, oh, I should really just take this stuff down and take notes and put it out there, just go for it. And that's what that part was about. So let's see what the next part says.
I put it together and tweaked it. I then presented it to somebody who has a spiritual shop. They weren't interested in having me in their shop. I then said, I guess this isn't the place for me to begin my baby steps, putting myself out there.
Oh, that was the end of the thing. So yeah, everything happens for a reason, and the energy in this place was really good. She really did a great job of clearing the energy, or she said it was her own energy, but I think it was her clearing the energy, honestly. She was very business orientated. She was influenced a lot, and her energy was a lot to do with structure and, you know, letting go of things and letting go of things and, you know, putting it out there. And that's what that part was about. So let's see what the next part says. I put it together and tweaked it. I then presented it to somebody who has a spiritual shop. They weren't interested in having me in their shop. I then said, I guess this isn't the place for me to begin my baby steps, putting myself out there. So yeah, everything happens for a reason, and the energy in this place was really good. She really did a great job of clearing the energy, or she said it was her own energy, but I think it was her clearing the energy, honestly. She was very business orientated. She was influenced a lot, and working in an office and building your way up on the ladder of corporation, that kind of thing. But which is great for running a business and all that kind of thing. So it wasn't quite matching my personality or my frequency or my, let's just be natural, right? So everything happens for a reason. Then you realize, hey, I'd rather be next to a tree or this kind of thing, the opposite type of situation or energy or people or so on. And so that was sharing that I took the visions that I was getting and made it into a class, I guess you'd say, and presented it to somebody, and then it didn't happen. Everything happens for a reason. So I just told her, oh, I guess this just isn't the place for me, and that's okay, and that's fine, and bought some things from the store, and then it was also on the other side of town. It was kind of difficult to get there, but I found it through somebody, thought, oh, this might be a sign, this might be what I'm supposed to do is meet up with this person. But it's also baby steps for me too, to mold and figure out what I want and how I want to do this. So this is the next part.
I then edited it to be useful for making a YouTube video. I guess I couldn't be an actor because I couldn't memorize my script, but I was passionate about getting this out there.
Yeah, it's interesting, the drive. I'm sure other people have it also, the drive to help people, assist people. I remember when my life turned upside down back in 2004 that I was like, I'm going to knock on everybody's door that probably is the same situation. I'm not going to go into details, so it probably doesn't make sense what I'm saying, but I was going to go find people who were in the same scenario, possibly, and go, hey, are you in this situation? Because if you are, you may be blind to what's actually occurring, or how you can get out of it, or what you can do to better your life. You may be oblivious, and now I'm not oblivious because I've found out what I was not seeing and not. Anyways, I didn't end up doing it, and I kind of was upset with myself that I didn't do it because of, shyness and putting myself out there, and I'm sure you know what I mean. So I didn't end up doing it. Yeah, I was going to say what year it was, but no sense saying that. It was many years ago. I was in my late 20s, I would say. So I think that also drove me. I was like, hey, I didn't do it back then, and I felt badly, or I felt upset, or they didn't have the confidence, or the fear was getting in the way of being rejected, and whatever. So like that also got me doing what I'm doing now. It got me confident to get to where I am, or maybe more passionate to put this assisting, helping, teaching stuff out there. But most people who are light workers and on the same sort of path, they have an undertone of uncomfortableness if they don't express, if they don't share. It's like it's a code that's in us, like hard to, anyways, people who are light workers will get it. Okay, so I will try to put this in the right. I didn't cut this one, give it space between the words here, so I'm just going to guess here. Okay.
So I recorded myself saying the words and giving long breaks in between for moments of breath work, etc. I created a video of me listening to myself with my earbuds. Also, when I was listening to myself, I was directed myself to do movements and actions.
Okay, I didn't edit my text at all, as you probably noticed there. I'm going to put a space here so I know where I was just at. Yeah, I wanted to do a lesson, or class. I guess I'll call it a class. But when I am standing in front of the camera and when I'm awake, and not in the half asleep state where all this is coming to me, that seems awesome after I visualize it all. I'm like, oh, that's great. You know, I wish I could stand up and do it. So I was trying to do that and it wasn't working. So I put a lot of effort in again to put spaces. So for spaces to happen and the audio to keep playing, you have to say something. So when there was moments of silence where I wasn't going to be talking, like breathe in, like right there, that quiet moment, and breathe out. That quiet moment, it had to be saying something, otherwise, you know. Anyways, so I said relax, 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 because I texted it all out, like I typed it all out. Modern talking here, texting. So I wrote it all out, and so I needed it to have space between, you know, otherwise it would just skip. I'm kind of losing myself. So anyways, I put a lot of effort into that. So I would say relax, 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 and I'd be listening to it, and I'd be like trying to follow, but I was trying to be natural while I'm trying to focus on the words and follow along. So it's a bit, but yet it's good content. If anybody wants to take any of that, go for it. If they find it useful information to create their own content, you know, go ahead and do that. I repeat myself also. Okay, so I will play this part and try to relax, relax, relax. And see what this part says.
It didn't quite turn out the way I envisioned it. It wasn't very natural, but I will share it as my next video. At this point in time, I have decided to do a lot of prep work to get me into the right vibrational state to begin making my videos, for example toning and tapping primary chakras, breath work following a guided meditation on grounding and opening up to white light.
Yeah, during my break of not making videos, I learned about grounding and breath work. Not that I didn't know about it, but I didn't take it into my practice or did it much. And so now I have done several days in a row where I'm doing that and I'm doing my own practice, and I learned how to do that. My cursor has moved, and then now I don't know where I ended off. Not good. Okay. This is raw and real. Okay, I think I got it. Meditation on guiding. Oh, there's my cursor. Okay, I'm gonna put a space right away. And then I will highlight. Oh, I can't put a space after that. Oh, I found my cursor. I'll probably find it again. It's hard to see it when I don't have my glasses on. Might be a bit of repeat, so let's see what this part says once I get all my options that I put here to be able to find the option for a speech.
I will share the links to these two videos in the description. I do enjoy dancing and singing. I do believe that a lot of important information comes through when channeling, so I have put these together.
I'm not actually understanding myself there, but so with the singing part, I would call that toning. So I will tone if it comes to me when I'm doing my classes. Classes just seems not comfortable. There must be another word, or it doesn't seem accurate. I guess I didn't like going to class when I was a kid, so class just doesn't sound right. So when I'm doing my energy work, I would call it energy work for people. What was I going to say? I will do all these things beforehand before I do it. I'm losing myself. I should have just let this thing play because the interruption. I think I'm just going to let it play, the whole thing, and just know that it's me, know that it's my words, and it's just not going well, me separating and talking it all out. So I'll let it play and just ad-lib after. Okay, here we go.
I have made several audios of me doing this. I believe that there is useful information in these audios in one form or another. So I will take the audios and create a few images and make a video out of them. Once this is complete, I will video myself doing energy work, breath work, movement, toning. I will channel also. I'm happy that I've come to this point in my spiritual offering to all of you as well as for myself. This past year I took an animal communication course. I will give the details on that in the description. I have also gone through my house and used the feng shui principles, and most of my house is arranged with this practice. I have moved my spiritual room a few times in the house, finding the ideal place. Feel that I have found it now. It is almost 100% perfect. My future plans are to put out a video on YouTube, etc. every Friday 12 o'clock noon. This October I will be looking for a place to do my energy work, etc. in person. I am thinking of doing it in someone's home. I will be going to a family member's home who is out of town for a couple months and would like to connect with people in that town to do some energy work channeling also. I then thought that I would like to go to the towns that are in my province and do my spiritual work once in a while. So I've decided to mold my spiritual offering to fit this lifestyle. For example, meeting in the forest and tapping in the energy of nature.
I see my recording is 22, so I will try to wrap it up. I was mentioning that I have a bunch of recordings because I have been recording myself, molding or figuring out how I want to teach, which is another word that gives me teach. You're a teacher? A little bit. So obviously I'm not quite there yet. But with comfortableness and fear and all that kind of stuff. So I have been recording myself, and I've been doing energy work, breath work, and all these things, and then doing movement and seeing what comes to me, and then channeling while I'm either sitting or standing. I found that sometimes it's difficult to do it when I'm standing, so sometimes I sit and then I get into it stronger, and then I stand up and then I do movements. So I have a bunch of recordings. I think there might be 25, and I want to show my development and where I've been and where I'm at in these videos. So I don't want to waste them. For that reason, I also believe there's important channeled content in there also that's helpful. So I'm going to take the audios and then put a couple images in there and then put those out, so it's going to look different in my YouTube, the format style. But so I'm going to put those in there, and then after I get those out, then I will start doing it with the camera on me, and I'm going to pick a different outfit for each video to make it fun and to make it so that someone goes, oh, there's that video that I liked. She's wearing that dress. I remember that dress. That was the one I liked, and I want to do that one over again or go back to that one. So if I'm wearing a different outfit, then you can go, oh, there's that one, that one, that one. I could recognize that one rather than 1, 2, 3 or ABC or titles. I'm a visual person, so and also it's sort of fun for me. I can make some fun out of it to present it in a way that's fun for me. I have learned since I made that decision a bit ago I have learned that you should actually be wearing just one color because it's distracting from what you're giving and presenting, and it's colors like the chakras create emotions. So if I was wearing all pink, for example, or if I was wearing all white, for example, associated with love and light and the creator. So I think that's the ideal color, is a neutral, low tone pastel, is the name for it, would be best, honestly. But I've already made this decision. I already have the outfits kind of already aside, and I'm going to donate them after I've used them once. So I'm going to stick to that. But then later on, I'm probably will, to make it simpler also, less effort, is to just have one color outfit that's free flowing. Apparently free flowing is good. I forget where I heard that, but free flowing and movement and energy and frequency and this kind of thing type outfit, and just doesn't distract from what is happening energy wise, verbal wise, and movement wise. So I eventually will do that, which it was a little bit in depth with that situation. What else about those videos? Yeah, I mentioned I'll do them every Friday. I'll actually make them on the Wednesday and then edit or do whatever I need to do, which hopefully will be basically nothing. I'm hoping it's just, a thumb tag and a title and description. I guess that's going to take some effort. Also I was like, I want to record myself doing these things in front of people, this movement and light work, energy classes, in front of people, and record it and then put it out, and then it's, get two things done. I created a video and I did a in-person session, and I got that it's not personable or private, or people aren't really going to like that you're recording yourself and then sharing it later. And it's not very it's like recording yourself when you're talking to your best friend and then putting it out there, basically. So I went, okay, yeah, I guess you're right. I shouldn't do that. So that's not going to happen. So I will continue doing it in private in this room, doing my videos, and then do in person, whatever it molds out to be, which I haven't practiced yet doing with people. But I have a lot of things. I want to have them send energy to me and let them realize that we're both the same. We're all creating this energy right now, and that'll help me be able to channel better and get to a high vibration and all this kind of stuff, which I get to get into detail. I should write it down, but also want to do it naturally. I don't want to be following a list of have to do this, have to do that. I want to just be, and it'll be similar to the old Druid way of connecting with nature, working with energy, positive affirmations, channeling, breath work, and that kind of thing is the type of teaching, is type of lessons, type of information that's coming to me, is basically Druidry. But there's, all type of cultures that shamans are all over the place, and all different cultures, and they got that from channeling that information, that teaching, that assistance, on how to be the best human they can be, and how to get wisdom and receive wisdom and that kind of thing. So I see I'm almost at 30, but let me see, anything else I could think of to say. I think that's about it. The next one will be me sharing the video that I created where I'm listening in my ears, the talking of the text is being read like I just did, but in my ears, and then me doing the actions. And like I said, if anybody wants to take that and use that, go for it. And anything else I do, we're all the one, we're all the same, and we're all equal, and this is a positive thing. And if you're passionate about this and you want to run with it, then do it. And of course, everybody takes information from everybody else. The one with the paper and writing and burning, I heard that from somebody years and years ago. I'm sure many of you have heard that one, who are my age at least. Yeah, I guess that is about it. And I'm glad that this type of videoing is over. I will just be doing movement and breath work and saying my affirmations, possibly. It's more of a me thing than you hearing that over and over again, which lots of those videos had me saying it over and over again, which is a little bit repetitive. And, you know, if you're watching my videos, you already know those words I'm saying before I channel and before I create the videos. Yeah, I think that is about it. I'm excited. The second video is complete. I now need to put these videos out there at this stage for me and start listening to those audio, or taking those audio and putting it with pictures and start putting those out. And once that's complete, then I will start creating content in front of you and making these videos. And my brain's like thinking, oh, it's going to be really repetitive. You're going to be channeling probably the same type of words over and over again, because they go off of what I'm thinking and what I'm focusing on, and there's a lot of repetitiveness. But you know, everything happens for a reason. So I don't know how people are going to use these videos, is what I'm thinking. How, you know, they might just tap into one randomly. Maybe they'll just tap one randomly and go, hey, I'm going to just, I feel like when you pull a card, like a oracle card or tarot card, you can sense which one. So maybe with the videos, they'll just sense, okay, this feels like the one I should work on today, and they'll just touch this one. I'm just coming to me. Maybe that's how they'll use the future YouTube videos. They'll also get an idea of what I will be providing as a service when I put myself out there and do it in person. So someone might watch a video and go, hey, I really like this style that she's putting out there, because when you go to a class, like say Dolores Cannon, when she's talking about one book or one section of her teachings, it's very repetitive. If you watch her YouTube videos, it's very repetitive. I don't know why I'm going to Dolores Cannon, but I'm trying to convince myself that it's okay to be repetitive, because for someone else, it's new information, right? So if I'm out there in public, then it's new information for each one of those people. And it's easier for me because it's almost like a script. Not like I could follow a script, but in a way it's the same thing given over and over again. But yeah, so maybe that's the way I'll think of it. I'll think of it as all my, say, 50 videos of me wearing the outfit, doing the actions, and channeling, that people will just go, oh, this one, I'm drawn to this one. And then they will either listen to it only, or they will follow my actions and follow along what I'm doing to help them to grow, learn, evolve, and increase their vibrational frequency and move to the fifth dimension. So, love you guys. All the best out to you guys. And I will end this video. Okay, bye-bye.